Okay, let's do this. I've got it on low latency to keep the lag time down in terms of the delay, but hopefully it works out okay. Made a couple changes to my Wi-Fi network that I'm hoping will improve performance on these streams. So we'll see how it goes. If you want to join, it's Kahoot.it, and you can see the pin there at the top. And haven't done a public one of these in quite a while. Hopefully we don't get spammed with fake accounts, which tends to happen with these. But you'll want to use a mobile device because you can't go on what's on the screen. You're going to want to have the questions show up on your mobile device for time's sake, because your points are based on time. The faster you answer, the quicker you or the more points you get. I have been to the James Buchanan burial site. I have a goal to visit the burial sites of all the presidents. About halfway there. Wanted to visit Eisenhower's grave when I was in Kansas a few months ago, but it was closed. The good news is I'm not too worried about the spam thing because we can have up to 2,000 people in this. So we're going to do, this is AP World History. I have no idea the nature of the questions. They're randomized. So there's 100 of them. We're not going to do 100. We'll do like maybe 15 or 20 and then switch to something else. That way anybody who joins can jump in after we've started. And we'll do some Q&A as we're doing this. We'll do a couple of rounds. We do Kahoot streams, private streams as well, just for patrons and members. A little more intimate. Usually only 20 or 30 people in those. Hey, Zach. Hey, Rixus. What's going on? Lancaster, England. Awesome. Presidential burial sites haven't I been to yet? A lot, including, believe it or not, Washington's. Even though I've been to Washington, D.C. like 30 times, I've never gone to Mount Vernon, which is right outside of Washington, D.C. I have been to Lakeview Cemetery in Cleveland, Spooky Boy. There's a video on the channel from my visit to Lakeview Cemetery. I made it a few months ago. Groovy Goose, thank you. Would love to visit Moscow someday. Not right now. All right, I'm going to give it about 30 more seconds, and we're going to go ahead and get started. And like I said, you're going to want to watch your device because there's a delay. So I'll try to give you a heads up when there's about 10 seconds to go before we start. Christopher, you're just right down the road from me. I'm about 40 minutes from Akron. Mitchell, I think it's probably a safe assumption the next president to die will be Jimmy Carter, but he might live forever, so who knows? Unless you mean next president to die in office. When am I going to Scotland? Probably June, Ryan, with the whole family. Okay, 10-second warning. Once you see me say 10 seconds, I'll give it 10 more seconds, and I'm going to start. You want to watch your phone because questions will pop up there before you see what's happening on the screen. All right, here we go. I have not been to Austria. My trip to France last month was my first time in Europe. Going back next month, that news to come. I will announce the news on that Hey, got that one right. I'm in 47th place, though, in terms of my time. I'm going to announce my next trip plans. I'm just waiting for somebody else to announce an event before I can announce what my plans are. I'll share the pin in the chat here. 1 second. There we go. Yeah, we can do some more music history sometime. Professor What? Kinda a collaboration, but really more of I'm going to Europe. Part of my trip is going to involve an event that is being hosted by someone else, and they haven't announced the event yet. Once they announce the details of the event, then I'll announce my details of my trip. 33rd place. Let's see who's the top here. Dashing, Ainsley, Jacob, and Stan Anna Karen. Nice, good job. We're not going to do all 100 questions. We'll do 10 or 15 on this one, and then we'll start the next quiz. That way people who join late can start a new quiz. We'll do 10, 15 questions on each one. Michael, thank you. Appreciate that. Hey, I'm 3 for 3 so far. I'm up to 15th place. Chris, I've posted 3 videos about the Ukraine and Russia situation. I'm going to do another one probably tomorrow. The guy. Oh, look at Professor What? I'm actually not sure about this one. Finley, awesome. I'm looking forward to being in Germany. I saw Pulisic had a goal today. West Brom won 2-0. I couldn't believe it. I missed that one. I was afraid of that. I did see Chelsea was selling their club. Might be bought by Americans from LA, I think. The folks who own the Dodgers. Coco Loco, I've done that. It's awesome. I hope you have a good time. Cody, having a great day. I hope you are too. So we're on, this is question 5. We'll do like 10, 15. Let's do 15 of these. Desert Eagle, thank you. I appreciate that. Hopefully we'll do another collab with Mr. Beat down the road and host him on my channel the next time. Because, man, that thing got a ton of views. It's up to like 150,000 views now. It's doing really well. Yep, Rangers won today too. Got a goal in the second half. I'm in 28th place. Lady Jane Grey on the list. I actually knew that one. Well, Sean Jones, most of these have been since 10. Well, a few of them have been before 1066. Zach, that's awesome. What kind? Everybody did pretty good on that one. 200 got that one right. Nice job. I'm in 23rd place now. All because I missed that one about missionaries. Of course, I had to miss that one. Ooh. I think I missed this one too. I'm terrible with ancient history. Sparrowhead Hawkins, great question, and thank you for that. How does France compare to the USA? Some things are very similar. Like, the landscape reminded me, like in Verdun, it reminded me a lot of central Pennsylvania, and the people did too. Very different kind of uh, just lifestyle than in the big cities. What was different? A lot less sugar, a lot more healthy in terms of their food. Of course, the gas prices were way higher. But other than the language barrier, it wasn't really all that different. I mean, driving was a little different, but not so much so that it seemed foreign to me. It wasn't so bad, really. I'm down to 51st now. E12 Hurricane. You don't have to say it a bunch of times. I saw it. Steve, you were in 4th. Nice. E12, please don't spam. Ooh, I'm up to 45th now. Yeah, oh yeah, I'm not surprised at all that the life expectancy is higher in France than it is here. I didn't see many fat people in France, I'll say that. I'm sure there are Kahoots about Napoleon. E12, no worries. Our food is safe, not healthy. Yes, I'm definitely going to be doing some videos on the Sabaton album here in the next couple of days. It's fantastic, by the way. If you're into that music or if you like other Sabaton stuff, phenomenal album. It might be their best one yet. It's really, really good. I'm in 55th. Rutherford Hayes, you're right ahead of me. Hey, A Simpler Life, thanks for stopping by. Oh, I hear Amazon delivering my book, which actually is related to my trip, so maybe I'll run down and grab it after this quiz so I can show it to you guys. Give you a little teaser as far as what we're going to be doing. How do genealogists get paid? Doing research for people. I do books for people, but I haven't done any for a while because I just had too much demand and not enough time. Yeah, Dreadnoughts is a really, really good song. That's one of the best. I like Lady of the Dark is really, really good, and the story behind that one is awesome. Race to the Sea is really good. When is my book that I'm writing done? I just started writing the book, so it's going to be, I bet it's a good year before I have that book done. That'll be announced pretty soon as well. Ooh, I'm up to 49th place now. All right, we're going to do 5 more on this one. No, it's not per person, per generation. It's usually for the time involved. Genealogy actually can be really expensive. Some genealogists charge up to like 25, 50 bucks an hour. It's crazy. Stormtroopers is good too. Yeah, like I said, there's not a bad... I'm not crazy about Versailles, the song Versailles on there, but I think that was mainly just to kind of cover the ending of the war. But all the songs are so, so good. I'm going to announce stuff about the book pretty soon. I'm probably announce it at the same time I announce the details of my trip. Yeah, Sarajevo is not on the streaming, like, because I do all my music on Amazon Music, and the only way I can hear Sarajevo is on YouTube because it's not on Amazon. I'll probably have to see if the record label will send me a history, like a CD of the history version, because they did with the last album. My son's favorite player is Kylian Mbappe. Churchill or Truman? Truman. Favorite Sabaton song? It's a tie between 3. 82nd All the Way, Red Baron, and Lost Battalion. So all 1918 stories from the First World War. Yes, Mr. Terry and I have talked about a collab. We just haven't planned anything yet. My son doesn't know ball. Yo, what do you mean by that? Just because you don't like who his favorite player is? My favorite U.S. pro. Um, do you mean American? Be Christian Pulisic and then Daryl DK. I didn't know if you meant Americans who are pros or people who play professionally in America. Cody, I appreciate that. The book I'm writing is probably not going to be one that has a wide audience, but it's kind of a labor of love for me. Historic Travels and History Secrets. I've seen a little bit of their stuff. Yeah, there's a reason it's called Constantinople. I don't read many fictional books. I all my reading is is it a General Grant love story? No, but I can tell you he's involved. What area of history do I specialize in? The American Civil War would be my area of greatest expertise. Last question. Yes, I have listened to Dan Carlin's Blueprint for Armageddon. I listened to it while I was in France on the World War One battlefields. Am I going to do a reaction to Mr. Beat's new Party Switch video? Probably not. Little too recent, little too controversial a topic for me to dive into on this channel. What do I think of the new Sabaton album? I think it's their best one yet. It's fantastic. All right, we're going to wrap this one up. Let's see who won. "12 out of 15 was the best. Well, I should say 13 is. 14, look at that. The Guy. Nice job. It's not all history. It's definitely history, the book I'm writing. Steve, you're on the podium. Which one's you? I do not, Emil, have a publisher. If you write a book through a publisher, you make next to nothing on it. So I'm self-publishing. I've had several people who have written books for publishers who have told me that. They said, if you can avoid it, don't use a publisher. I've always self-published my books through Amazon. All right. Everybody take about 2 minutes. I'm going to check and see if my Amazon came. It did. I will be right back, guys. Okay. All right, here we go. I'm back. I'm going to show you guys the book here in a second, and it'll give you a little clue as to what my next trip is going to be. But let's go ahead and find a new game. All right. Let's see. My favorite MLS team is Columbus Crew. Unboxing video. Flags. We could do flags. That would be an interesting one. Flags of the world. Let's do that. Okay, so you'll get the pin here in a second. And then we'll do Q&A for a couple minutes while we give folks a chance to join. Favorite metal band other than Sabaton? I don't have one because I'm not really a metal fan. I just like Sabaton because they're about history. I'm American. We're not good at flags. Hey, speak for yourself. What do I think of Charlotte so far? I have not seen them play yet. Do I consider Julius Caesar an emperor? No, not really. Hey, it's We Are the World. He's a dictator, but not an emperor in the strictest sense of the word, I guess. The routes don't account for bathroom breaks. I'd wash your hands. Mr. Willenshower, yeah, at some point. Okay, anyway, if you remember in my planning for my trip to France for the battlefields of World War One, I talked several times about what an invaluable resource Major and Mrs. Holt's Guide to the Battlefields was. So I've ordered another one for a trip in late April. And I don't know if you'll be able to see this well enough or not, but it's Major and Mrs. Holt's Guide to Operation Market Garden. So there's your little teaser about where I'm headed at the end of April. How many countries have I been to? Let's see. I'm not worried about the bots. We can have up to 2,000 people anyway, so once we start, it won't be an issue. All right, 30 seconds, and we're going to start. The bots are always a thing. I can't do I can't do the verification thing to keep bots out because the delay is such that it messes it up and people can't get in. We are the children. I have not been to Germany, but that may change on this trip coming up because I'm going to be 45 minutes away from Germany. All right. 10-second warning, and then we're going to get started. If you haven't heard of Market Garden, man, you got to study up on your World War II. Favorite Civil War song is Battle Hymn of the Republic. All right, here we go. I have 2 states left, Rhode Island and Utah, to get all 50. I have not been to the UK, but that's hopefully going to change in June. Yes, watch A Bridge Too Far if you want to learn about Market Garden. And Band of Brothers. Yep, exactly. Nice job, everybody. India is the second most populous country in the world. Man, 141st place, and I got it right. I got that one wrong. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Ugh. I'm an idiot. I don't drink a lot of body armor drinks, but my son does. Oh, I actually got it right. Never mind. Yeah, I actually had plans to go to Utah a couple of years ago, and well, more than a couple of years ago. And my wife ended up pregnant and got really sick, so we didn't go. World's largest city? Oh, it's hard to say because it depends on if you're counting city population or like the metro area. I don't know. Is it Japan? Or is it maybe Tokyo? Maybe Mexico City? Sao Paulo, Brazil? I'm not sure. I have seen The King's Choice. Oh, I'm going to miss this one. How much does being a historian pay? Nothing unless you have a job in the field. Yeah, Tokyo, Mexico City have to be right up there as far as largest cities. Yeah, China's got a couple of just ridiculously large areas. Collab with Mr. Terry's coming. We've talked about it. I just got to connect with him. Yeah, John Brown's Body is the tune that Battle Hymn of the Republic was written to. Uzbekistan. Yes, yeah, I totally missed that one. Carson, welcome. I'm in 131st place. Good job, everybody. Denmark owns Greenland. Not that Donald Trump didn't try to get it. Why is it called Greenland? Because it's not. The tree's a giveaway on this one. I have been to Boston 3 times. I was there last summer. Yeah, the cedars of Lebanon. Yeah, Iceland is green, Greenland is ice. Favorite historical figure? Ooh, probably Grant. Bilal, thank you. Appreciate that. Oh, too soon. Too soon. I have not been to the Levant. I've been to 48 states. Rhode Island and Utah are the only ones I have left. Not sure Waterloo's going to happen on this trip because I'm not going to Belgium. But Belgium's in the works. My wife really wants to go to Belgium, so I haven't seen the new Batman movie yet. Ooh, I'm up to 136th place now. Messi or Ronaldo? Messi. I have been to Anchorage. My brother lives in Anchorage. I use Ancestry all the time. Yeah, I want to get some waffles in Belgium for sure. I know I'll be close to Waterloo, but I don't think it's happening on this trip, especially since I'm planning to go to Belgium at some point. Wakanda. Wakanda. I have not been to Norway. Favorite British history, The Wars of the Roses. Wakanda forever. I'm in 135th place and I only missed one so far. You guys are hardcore. Yohandas, thank you. Appreciate that. All right, the Gonna Lose, Charlemagne, Yoskar, and Flagging Histor. I actually know this one. Historianistan. I like that, Chad. No, France is the only country I've been to in Europe, and that was just last month. San Marino. Oh, man, I'm still only 130th. You guys are hardcore. I love it. I think the British Empire was already on the decline by the time of the Suez Crisis. Yeah, I clicked on the wrong answer on that one. Romania, hopefully someday. Probably not anytime soon, the way things are going in that part of the world right now. If you know your history, you know this one. First free country in the Caribbean and South America. San Marino to win World Cup 2022. Nah, England's going to win it. I'm 160th. Indy Nidell, Diego, is... Indy actually subscribes to this channel. He and I have had a chance to talk a few times. Hoping to connect with him down the road and do a little collab sometime. All right, we got a few left on this one, then we'll do another one. Ooh, I've been to this country. Used to be part of the British Empire. You don't think that England can win it, Steve? Have I stayed in each of the states? No, I haven't stayed in each one, but I'm also not counting ones that I just like change planes in or anything like that. I've actually visited places in each of the 48 states that I've been to. Man, you guys just do not mess around, do you? I'm 143rd place. And I've gotten all but one right. The problem with going to Rhode Island for me is most of the state, well, I shouldn't say most, a lot of the states I've been to because of my work with Rachel's Challenge, and we actually have a speaker who lives in Rhode Island, so there's never going to be a reason for them to send me there for an event. So I'm gonna, if I go, it'll be because I go on my own. And actually, I'm thinking about going to. My daughter and I have talked about wanting to go and stay in the Lizzie Borden house in Fall River, Massachusetts, which is right next to Rhode Island. So that'd be probably my best chance to do it. Hold on a second, guys. Okay. Why does Cleveland hate Steph Curry? He was born in Ohio. Yeah, but he plays for the Golden State Warriors. That's why. All right, here we go. I'll give you guys a 10-second warning before I start back up again. Yes, the girl with the axe who killed her family. President is my favorite, Theodore Roosevelt. That wasn't the wife. That was my daughter. I did some Australian content when we did the reaction to the Emu War. Have I ever been on TV? Many times. How did I feel about LeBron's first exit? It hurt. The second one I understood, and I don't think anybody's too upset about that one. Well, I'm up to 131st. We've done some African content too. Well, my daughter's a YouTuber. She was actually the first popular. She got the first silver play button in our house. She's got like 160-some thousand subs. What's for dinner? I don't know yet. We'll probably order out. Equatorial Guinea. I said Guinea-Bissau. I knew it was one of the Guineas. Which AFC North team do I hate the most? The Ravens. All right, we got 5 left on this one. I definitely plan to visit Austria. Probably in the next couple years, visit Austria. Yeah, we'll do some Greek history at some point. I don't know much about Georgia, the country. Good job on that one, everybody. 155th, I actually dropped. Only country I've been to in Europe is France. Yeah, Stalin was from Georgia. I have been to Kansas several times. I was actually just in Kansas a few months ago. Will America win the World Cup in my lifetime? Yes. Unless I die fairly soon. But I expect that we will. Um, favorite stadium or arena that I've been to? That's a good question. Probably the new one, lower.com field in Columbus, where the Columbus Crew plays. All right, just a couple more on this one. Then we'll do one more quiz and then just a little bit more Q&A time. I did visit the River Mews when I was there. I didn't hear about the F-35s. Where were they emergency landing from? Ukraine? Marriott's. No, I haven't been to anywhere else in Europe but France. I've answered that one several times. Favorite isotope of uranium? 238. I don't know. Am I a hockey fan? Mildly. Last question. Oh, this one's easy. 9 out of 10 animals want to kill you here. I didn't even need to see the flag. How was it being out of my comfort zone with the modern presidents? I think I probably overcorrected in my rating of modern presidents in the interest of seeming impartial when talking about modern presidents. I think if I had it to do over again privately, I probably wouldn't rank the modern presidents the way that I did. I finished 116th. Yay me. Let's see who won this one. Crunchy or smooth peanut butter? Crunchy. My least favorite president, Andrew Johnson. Closely followed by Woodrow Wilson. GOAT, MJ or LeBron? LeBron. And I'm old enough to have seen both of their careers. I may be a little biased because he's from Ohio, but the government wants to kill you in Australia too. All right. Let's do one more. Somebody said there's one with country borders. Interesting. The best English monarch, Edward III. That's my opinion, of course. All right, this will be our last Kahoot for today. We'll also do a private stream for patrons at some point this week. Favorite beer? I don't like beer. I'm a mixed drink kind of guy. Ben Childs, I'm a pastor. I know lots of church history. Oh, here come the bots again. Although there's 615 people in the chat, so they're probably not all bots. Greatest tactical genius. The funny thing is I say this all the time about judging best generals and things like that. It's just like with sports. You can't really judge people from different eras against each other because they were in different wars, different eras, different countries. For example, would some of the generals in the American Civil War have fared as well if they were on the other side and facing off against different generals? Who knows? I don't know that Robert E. Lee would be remembered as well as he is if he had gone up against Grant from the beginning. Then again, if he'd have been on the other side in the Union Army, they probably win the war much sooner. So it's hard to say. But I think folks that have to be in that conversation, Napoleon and Julius Caesar and Alexander the Great, jump out at me. All three of those have to be in the conversation for the greatest geniuses in military history. Toughest president aside from Theodore Roosevelt and Jackson. That's a good question. I don't know. Those are the only two jump out at the top of my list. All right, I'll give you about 30 more seconds, and then we're going to start this last Kahoot. S tier for Edith Wilson. Most influential historical figure, Jesus. And I don't just say that as a Christian. I mean, just if you just look at history, it's impossible to say anything else. Lincoln was not a boxer. He was a wrestler. That Theodore Roosevelt was a boxer. Bilal, thank you. Appreciate that. Most destructive non-president politician. That's a good question. I don't know that McCarthy or Strom Thurmond were that influential enough to be able to be the most destructive. Don't worry about the bots. They're not going to be in the game, so. That one we're not going to allow. All right, I'll give about 10 more seconds for anybody who wants to join. I don't know anything about the elections in the Philippines. J. Edgar Hoover's a good argument. Worst English monarch. Richard II. All right, here we go. Last one. Lee didn't live very long post-Civil War. Argentina-Chile border is second? What does that even mean? Yes, I have seen The Man in the High Castle. I don't even know what this means. All right, I don't think we're going to do this quiz if the questions are going to be like that ridiculous. Sorry, guys. I'm going to end this one and do another one. I was worried about that when I saw that it was a quiz that hadn't been played very many times. I like to stick to ones that have a lot of plays because they're probably a little better. So let's find something a little better. Good job, Carlin Grant. Carlin Grant, that's awesome. 2 goals today. Whoever chose that, nicely done. I appreciate the West Brom shout out. U.S. presidents. All right, we'll do U.S. presidents, although people outside the U.S. may not do very well in this one. Okay, this one's got a lot of players on it, so. I will do the one with 25 questions. All right, here we go. Last one. Here come the bots. Like I said, I'm not worried about that because we can do a max of 2,000 players. So even if there are 200 bots in here, we'll be all right. Hey, I did a podcast that's going to be coming out this week, and I will post. So make sure you're subscribed, and turn on your notification bells because, because I'll post a link to the podcast when it comes out. He's actually Canadian. He's like 15, and he really knows the U.S. presidents really well. So I was surprised by that people outside the U.S. would know presidents as well as they do. But he did, for sure. Is the tier 6 for Patreon still available? Yes, it should be. Because I think we have a number of people at that. I can't grow a beard Grant style. Unfortunately, if I was in a beard contest, I would lose. All right, 30 seconds. I have not been to Avignon. Other interests other than history? Playing games, video games. All right. I apologize for these particular bots, but we'll get rid of them in a minute. All right, 10 seconds. I'm going to start it. All right, here we go. Favorite kind of food? Pizza, steak. Was Germany closer to winning World War I or World War II? World War I. Guardians fan, though I hate the name. Tied with Admiral Yi. I love the name. Love the name. Roosevelts weren't even father and son, some random geo guy. Roosevelts were actually fifth cousins. If you said Ohio is better than Michigan, you would be right. Yeah, I would have been totally cool with Cleveland Spiders. It's got history. I think it would have been great. '26th place, man. I dropped on that one because you guys were so fast. One was a Navy pilot. One was on a nuclear submarine, and one was actually making films for the Army. The other was Bill Clinton. There is a delay, about 10 seconds. No, Carter went to Annapolis. He was the only one of that bunch that actually went to a military academy. Favorite Premier League team? Of the teams that are in the Premier League right now, Manchester United. That's who my son roots for. Favorite historical era? Wars of the Roses and the American Civil War. I'm not entirely sure that's correct. Hold on a second here. That is not correct. That is definitely not correct. The Berlin Wall came down in November 1989. George H.W. Bush was president. I answered that one correctly, and they have the wrong answer. Yeah. Oh, that's frustrating. It was definitely Bush. And now my stream is lagging because it's angry with me over that one. Oh, how did they get that wrong? That's frustrating. I hate when that happens on this game. It was definitely Bush. Yeah, so that's going to screw a lot of us up who got the right answer. VAR! Yeah, I said Bush as well because that's who it was. I've gotten them all right, but I'm still in 49th place. Michigan propaganda. Any good books about Napoleon? No, I haven't actually read any books about Napoleon. I'm going to, though. When did Harrison serve in office? I think it was 1841. William Henry Harrison. His grandson served in the 1890s. Ooh, I'm up to 35th despite that wrong answer. Scariest moment of my life. Ooh, good question. Ask me about that one again when the quiz is over. It's kind of a long story that I'll share. Thomas Jefferson. Ooh, I'm up to 14th despite that wrong answer. Custer in the Indian Wars. Custer was full of himself and didn't obey orders, and he paid for it. Klaus Gaming. I don't know. We'll see. It's a little too recent for me. Is Jimmy Carter the oldest person that was a president? Yeah, I believe. Well, no, not yet. He might be. Ooh, I'm into the top 10 again. This is not true. What president allegedly got stuck in a bathtub? It didn't happen. It's a fairy tale. It's one of those things that people talk about that never really happened. But you can answer the one that people say it was. Whoever made this obviously does not actually know history. I'm still in 10th. Medieval Gaming, I've heard the whole album. I think it's fantastic. And Lady of the Dark's one of my favorite songs on that album. It may be the first one I do a reaction to because I love the story behind it. Worst Plantagenet king? Richard II. Vicious, I do not. Still in 10th. I can't move out of 10th place. I don't have any favorite Axis leaders. This one's tricky because there's a difference between the youngest president and the youngest elected president. And they're both choices. I hope they got this one right. I'm going to be really mad if they got this answer wrong. That is wrong. I'm so angry right now. That is wrong. He's the youngest president. He is not the youngest elected president. John F. Kennedy was the youngest man elected president. Oh, I'm so frustrated now. So frustrated. And everybody knew it was Kennedy, too. I'm sorry, guys. Well, it's fun. It gives us something to talk about. But the quiz is crap. I'm going to definitely report this quiz for being terrible. All right, this one's going to be tricky too. I know what they're probably going to say, and I think I probably got this one wrong because I answered it differently than what they're going to say. Because what does native mean? All right, they got it right. Woodrow Wilson was the governor of New Jersey, but he was actually not from New Jersey. He was born in Virginia, grew up in Georgia. But Grover Cleveland was from New Jersey. Stormtrooper's a good song, too. Best Tudor monarch, Elizabeth I. Ooh, I'm up to 5th place despite these terrible questions. All right, this one's tricky, too. I hate that they're putting choices. It could be argued Virginia or Ohio here. Virginia has the most presidents born. Ohio claims one of those. Both of them claim 8. 8 born in Virginia, 7 born in Ohio. But William Henry Harrison got elected from Ohio, even though he was born in Virginia. Best Stuart monarch? Ooh, good question. I'd have to think about that one a little bit because I'm descended from the Stuarts. Probably James the First. I'm still in 5th. Ukraine. TR was 42 when he became president, but he became president because he was vice president and the president died. He wasn't elected when he was 42. JFK was elected at that age. He was the young, and that question specifically said youngest elected president, not youngest president. Youngest president's TR, youngest elected president's JFK. There isn't a best Stuart monarch, Steve. You're right. Agree. And this one's kind of tricky, too, because he was elected to 4 terms, but he didn't serve 4 terms. Even the questions are not written well. Jonathan, hello. Favorite military general, Patton. Not a great human being, though. What am I drinking? It's a sparkling ice caffeine drink that we get at on Amazon. Best Lord Protector? There haven't been many of those. Edward Seymour. I don't know. Ooh, Hohenzollerns would be a fun dynasty to talk about. My next original content that isn't a battlefield video is actually going to be about the Black Watch, the Scottish regiment. Nearly done with the research on that one. I'm going to start recording it soon. I feel like I could still... Levi, the delay should not be an issue. If you have it on your device, you should get it instantly. That's what I told everybody to do. Get it on your mobile device. That way you get the questions instantly and you don't have to rely on the stream. Favorite Civil War battlefield? Would have to be a toss-up between Vicksburg and Gettysburg. Still in 5th place. I do have merch, Medieval Scholar. Links in the description of all the videos. Biosphere, I do gaming live streams on my gaming channel. That link's also in the description. Was I ever a teacher? No, I've subbed, but I've never actually had a job in teaching. Oh, I'm still in 5th. Best Civil War game, Grand Tactician Civil War. Yeah, but Professor What, I wasn't the only one who got faked out by the wrong answers, so I can't necessarily say I would be higher than 5th. I don't do too many story games. Why did it say that Washington was a right answer? He didn't resign. He served out his term. Oh my gosh, this is terrible. I'm definitely reporting this one. Why do you hate Grand Tactician? I have played Hell Let Loose. Washington did not resign. I don't miss the Cold War era, although I think we're still in it. No, you've been saying that. You don't have to keep saying it. Guys, if you say something 5 times, there's a really good chance I already saw it. Please don't keep saying it, even if I don't respond to it. There's just too many things in the chat for me to respond to every single one of them, but I am reading them. Professor What, though, that is a common thing that people say about Ford. He was not elected vice president or president. So that one, I at least understood where they were going with that one. Yes, I do know about Armchair Historian's Fire and Maneuver. John Tyler was elected vice president. So, yeah. Or wait, no, John, what am I thinking? Let's see. Puka, thank you. Appreciate that. Civil War tier list of battles by importance. Ooh, that would actually be really interesting. We could do that sometime. All right, we got 5 more on this one. I don't even know where I am in the rankings right now. Better Queen Elizabeth or Victoria? They were in different eras with different roles, but I would say Elizabeth. I'm still in 5th. My goodness, I've been in 5th forever. The new console is great. I've been playing a lot of FIFA on it. My son's been playing FIFA as well. Favorite book? Ooh, that's a good question. A World Undone. It's a book about World War I. I actually just talked about it on the video yesterday. Still 5th. Man, I just can't catch up to you guys. Favorite soccer team? I have a few. Columbus Crew here in America. In England, it's West Brom. And in Scotland, it's Rangers, who are playing really well right now. All right, 3 more. I don't know if this is still true. He was. My visit to France was fantastic. Can't wait to go back. Arthur MacArthur, great young leader. Interesting post-Civil War life. Jaru, Washington did not resign. I don't have to look it up. I can 100% assure you he filled out his term. He was replaced by John Adams when John Adams was sworn in as president on Inauguration Day. Washington did not resign. There's no question about that. He chose not to run for a 3rd term, but that's not resigning. Because if that's the case, every president who chose not to run again resigned. I have read Grant by Chernow. That was the book that really made me fall in love with Ulysses S. Grant in a platonic sort of way. Yeah, Ronald Reagan was actually president of the Screen Actors Guild. Last one. I know a little bit about Jack Churchill. Yeah, Hamilton is a really good book too. Haven't read his Washington book yet. The Challenger speech was fantastic by Reagan. Was Erwin Rommel a good guy? I think he was a better person than Patton, if we're talking about character. Good guy? I don't know. Is anybody really a good guy who... I don't know. I think so. All right, let's see the top 3 here. I am not one of them. I think I finished 5th. I got all 25 of them right, but I only got credit for 23. Okay, I need to get going, guys. My wife and my daughter are both like calling me, needing things. So we'll stream again probably soon in the next couple of days. Thank you guys so much for joining, and we'll see you again soon.